Hello, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be looking through a couple of my finished sketchbooks. I only have 2 finished sketchbooks, so we're going to be looking at both of them. I have this really old moleskin sketchbook that I got on a college tour when my sister was at orientation. My sister's 2 years older than me. So in like 2016 I started this, and I finished this in 2018. So this one has a lot of stuff from a lot of different times of my life. And then this one I did entirely in like, I want to say it was like 8 or 9 months. I don't know. Charlie! Hello! 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 Charlie! Charlie, get down! Down! Hello. Charlie's gonna join us. Oh! Alright, so this sketchbook I started in September of 2018 and finished it in June of 2019. I'm not gonna do the math, I'll put the number up somewhere. So those are the 2 sketchbooks we're gonna look at today, and Charlie's gonna look with us. Aren't you, Charlie? Yeah. Yeah. Good boy. Boy. So hello and welcome to the voiceover part of this video. This is my moleskin sketchbook, started April of 2016. This first page I was pretty interested in just covering up the first spread with something interesting. So I just did a little tree with the Copic fine liners that I had just gotten. This one's actually a character that this is the only drawing I have of her. I think her name was like Veronica or something, but not important, so we can keep moving on. So at the beginning of the sketchbook, I had just gotten some Copics and some fine liners, so I was just messing around with those, trying to figure out how they worked and stuff. This is a pretty cool one, my first, like, I guess full portrait that's like well done with Copics. This is a page of nose practices that I did with 0 reference, so they're not very good. This one I really like. I used like a bunch of pastel Copics to do the hair, but again, not really a huge improvement from the last portrait I'd done. This page is actually a sketch for a project I did for my Spanish class sophomore year. So, yeah, that's all that is. It's based off of Bellatrix Lestrange. This one's a portrait of my best friend at the time. I was gonna give it to her and like cut it out of the book, but I never did. So, yeah. This page has a bunch of figure studies in it, but I, again, didn't use any reference, so I don't understand like what I thought that would do for me. These are just pencil sketches of what I think the Powerpuff Girls would look like. This page and the next page or so, a family friend of mine was trying to explain what a character he had looked like. And, like, the left sketches are his and the right sketches are mine. It's for a children's book that we never made. Heinz Doofenshmirtz. Nothing else to say here. I don't even know what that was supposed to be, but it's there. And this was a drawing, and I think the artist's name is Greywick. It was super based off of their style. It's like the only drawing I have in that like chibi kind of a style. And here is where I started drawing on both sides of the sketchbook spreads. A lot of what this is just simple pen drawings. This is when I was in a summer art class and I just like would doodle while people were lecturing and stuff. And this is actually on vacation, so you can see my dad and my sister's face and then 2 strangers. My sister really hated that I was drawing her throughout this entire vacation. So, like, that's her back. She didn't know that I drew that one. If she's watching, I'm sorry, Jess. I did keep drawing you throughout the entire vacation. Just some architectural stuff. This was in San Francisco, I think. There's my sister again. And then 3 faces that had 0 reference at all. I really like that top one. But yeah, just 3 completely random faces right there. This is another spread that I did, not on vacation, but just in the city on a day trip. Just like whenever I was sitting down, I would just doodle something. There's a couple of my boyfriend's face right there. And a spread of Uma Thurman. Pretty much everything on this page is Uma Thurman, except for that little cartoony looking guy's face in the corner. And more Uma Thurman. It's like your typical Pulp Fiction movie poster pose. Not super great, but that's okay. So this spread has the first little dudes on them. If you look on my store, you can buy them as stickers. But yeah, that was a good page. I like this page. You can barely see it, but this is the little chicks and Copic markers up there aren't my idea. I saw somebody else do them and they were really cute. But the rest of this page and I think the next page are just sketches for actually a math project. We had to redesign a Poland Springs water bottle because we were doing like the math to calculate what the best usage of plastic is and like how to make it like use the least amount of plastic with the most amount of volume on the inside. And then we also redesigned the label, so that's what that was. I really like this spread. I really like that eye in the girl's face. This is when I was trying to finish it really fast and it never happened. But yeah, that's actually a drawing on the left of Mini Small in crayons. I like using crayons a lot. Some hand studies and some more portrait studies just off of Pinterest. This is where I started actually using references, so a lot of the stuff that you'll see is actually based off of reference. That left one is my mom. I think the right one is just a Pinterest reference. That was just using 2 Copic markers too, so I kind of like that. And here we are at my first Gouache Landscape, and this one's actually my favorite out of all the landscapes you'll see in this sketchbook tour. It's just of like the British and English countryside, and it's so good. I just love it a lot, and I haven't been able to make one that I'm as happy with yet. This is just another gouache landscape of water. It doesn't really look like water to me, but I tried, and that's what counts, right? So this page, again inspired by Mini Small, or Semi-Skimmed Min is her handle. She has 30 ways to fill a sketchbook, and one of them was drawing bugs, and that's what I did. So again, some more studies, and this time with reference, just lip studies and then a little portrait implementing how I figured out how to draw lips better. I should work on that again. But yeah, I really like this spread. It's one of my favorites, which is why it's bookmarked. Another landscape. I really like this one too. Not my favorite, but probably like my second favorite or something. I really like birch trees. Although, as you can tell, the birch trees are like bright purple because I don't like mixing neutral tones too much. So all of my neutral tones come out like really crazy colors instead. Another landscape in gouache. Again, look at those bright purple stones over there. Not a fan of neutral tones over here. But yeah, that one was okay. I'm not a fan of the greens in there. Mostly blank spread with 2 little portraits of my boyfriend Chris. This is another gouache landscape that I really like. If you've seen my portfolio, my college portfolio video, you'll have seen probably all of these landscapes in there. I'm pretty happy with how almost all of them came out. But yeah, I love gouache landscapes. Nearing the end, I try to finish with a bang, with a nice gouache portrait. I did not like it, so the very last page I did 2 more, and they were terrible, and that's the end. And you'll see that as a common trend that I always finish my sketchbooks with the worst artwork of the entire thing, and I don't know why. It's just a curse I have, I guess. But yeah, that took me like 2.5 years to finish. So here we are in my second sketchbook. I started this one right after I finished the one we just looked at. This one is a handbook journal company that the stickers I just got off of Redbubble, and one of them my boyfriend gave to me, the URU one. And this first spread, the cover page, I just put goals instead of trying to make it look really good, because I felt like that was a better use of that space. These are just referenceless portraits of my boyfriend, because he is the only face I can draw out of my head. And then this is October 1st, so I tried to do Inktober last year, October 1st, 2018. And the way I did it, I just used a ballpoint pen and sketched something in pen every day of October. And you'll see that it's not actually every day of October, but here's the 2nd and the 3rd, the 4th and the 5th. I really liked these pages. And you'll see like some crazy improvement throughout, especially in my portraits throughout my Inktober spreads. The 6th and the 7th, like already my portraits are so much better than the first day. I really suggest doing Inktober for anybody who is thinking about it, because it's just, it like forces you to get better. It's really good for anything that you want to practice. Like this past year I did mostly portraits. That one on the left is actually a concept for a painting that I never did, but that's okay. I really love this spread. I really like the way that I got a lot better at profile angles of people, because I'm still not too great at them, but with a reference I can do it pretty okay. And these are all referenced just off of Pinterest models and stuff. So are these houses. But yeah, we're still in Inktober here. I didn't really do anything other than Inktober in the month of October. This one is probably my favorite spread of the entire month, and especially that girl at the bottom that I pointed to. I just love how this one came out so much. Really, it came out so well. I really like this spread. And the improvement from the beginning is insane. So here is the sketches, also like part of Inktober, that I did for my piece. I think I titled it Escape, and you'll have seen that in my portfolio video if you watch that. These are just some studies and some notes from class, some more studies of Tom York based off of some pictures of him, and the writing there is just my interpretations of some of his music, of Radiohead's music. I'm intending to make some sort of artwork based off of that in the future. On the left is just continuing the artwork that I was working on the previous page, and on the right is actually something my friend Emily drew, which is really cool. Some logo design stuff that I don't use anymore, but that was fun to try and work out. These are just some notes from my photography class that I took first semester of last year. Nothing really interesting about it. If you want to read it, you can pause it. Some more sketches and notes from photography. On the right is me taking tallies during the arters market. That was it's the first time I actually sold my art in person, which was a super fun night. Yeah, I think it was also my anniversary, but I don't remember. So this page is just me working out some concept sketches for that same Radiohead piece that I never actually finished. These you will have recognized. This page was in my portfolio tour. This is just my concept sketches for my block printed piece called Rabbits. Yeah, I really like the way that the rabbits came out on the right hand side of this spread. They're really good. I like them a lot. So there's just some little sketches of some guys up in the corner and a unfinished gouache study of Mount Snow, which is the mountain I live next to in Vermont. Some more on the left, some studies of Mount Snow, and on the right, just some random Pinterest landscapes. I really like the one on the top left and the one on the bottom right. Those ones are my favorite. And then this is Christmas happened, and for Christmas I got these really cool inks that I'll probably use for Inktober this year, which I'm excited about. I haven't really done anything with them since that page, honestly. And then I saw Into the Spider-Verse, and I loved it so much, so I drew like the main 3 spider people. I love Into the Spider-Verse. If you haven't seen it, like literally go watch it right now. It's so good. Like one of the best animated films I've ever seen in my life. This is just some figure drawing. We can skip through that. So this is the Meet the Artist that is on my Instagram, a little far back now. But on the left is some sketches of my boyfriend. I tried to make him a spider-sona, but that didn't really work out too well. Maybe I'll work on that again in the future. But continuing on, this is my notes page for my mood triptych, and the next page is a spread of studies, just sketches, initial sketches for my mood triptychs that was in my portfolio, my college portfolio. This was on my birthday, February 1st. Just some fun little sketches to have a good time drawing on my birthday, and I really like how that spread came out. That's just a figure study, somebody obviously about to kick something, just from a Pinterest reference, and on the right is some more of those little dudes from my last sketchbook. This one, there's a piece of paper in the middle because I did not seal the colored pencil on this page. But yeah, just a cute little skater girl, again referenced off of Pinterest. This spread is just a like a sketch for the mural that we painted in our residential hall last year. I love this spread so much. It's on my Instagram. It was inspired by one of the artists I follow. I can't remember their name right now, so if I find it, I'll put it up. But I just really like how this came out with all the little doodles and stuff. This was me just having a good time. Not sure what angle I intended it to be at, but yeah. Some arm studies, some hand studies. I really like that hand in the top left. It's probably the best one on the page. Some little doodles, and that's my business card right there that I stuck in just in case. I don't know, I wanted to remember it or something. This is just a nice little watercolor technique spread, just messing around with colors and how they blend together and things like that. This is just a study of one of my pairs of sunglasses. Nothing too interesting about it. I love this portrait so much. This is a portrait of my friend Sayon, and I used gouache, but I used it watered down, so it looks more like watercolor. But it just came out so nice, and I really love it. So thanks for modeling, Sayon. This is a sketch spread of a embroidery piece I actually did for my boyfriend for our 2nd year anniversary. And I'll put a picture of it here, maybe, I think. Yeah, I really love how it came out. I love this spread. I love this spread so much. It was inspired by Minnie Smollett once again. I just used like the same layout and the different references to fill the spread. I really like how it came out, and I really like that portrait on the left-hand side. Cats are hard to draw, by the way, guys. Don't judge my cat drawings. These are just some colored pencil portraits. On the right-hand side, I started doing a very much stylized version that I really enjoyed doing, so I think the next spread is also, so this spread is also that really stylized portrait using some harsh colored pencils, just using some Prismacolors. I really like how this spread came out. And there's my boyfriend again on the right-hand side. On the left of this spread that I'm turning to eventually, it's just some sketches that I did in a Starbucks. And on the right, I use the same reference that I used once during Inktober, but just a portrait study using some different materials. Here on the left is some sketches of little dinosaurs, because my sister wanted me to draw one for her for a tattoo. I don't remember which one she ended up getting, but one of those blue ones. And then on the right is just some notes that I did to get ready for the Arters Market. So this is the painting that I made when I got into FIT. You might have seen that on my Instagram. And then I also just stuck in a bunch of mostly Renaissance era paintings. Some of them are more modern than that, but just some inspiration. On the left there, I'm taking out this painting, and I recorded painting this flower study, this little mini floral, and you'll see that soon. On the left is just some studies that I did watching an Alpe FA video, and that flower that's stuck in there is actually one of the flowers that was in my hair during senior prom. So on the left you can see is a portrait that's of my friend John, and on the right I almost did another one, but I decided not to. And this is the painting I did for Mermaid. I only did one painting, and I love how this came out so much. It's a gouache painting. I love the colors that I chose and the pose, and just how everything came together is just really nice. And this is one of my favorite paintings in this entire sketchbook. So this next couple spreads are just some studies. This one is just some plant studies. The next one, some bottles, and those are on the right. Those are trees that I could just see out of my window from my desk. Some figure studies. These are just some stylized portraits in the same style that I did, like the colored pencil ones. I really like how these came out, although when I tried to seal them, the graphite down with watercolor, they kind of bled all over the place, so it's really muddy looking. This is a character design, like kind of project that I did based off of a red Solo cup. I wanted her to be like kind of a party girl, but you could also see her, like you could see her at a party, but you could also see her like around a campfire in the summer, kind of a thing. This is the painting I did for Pride Month. Yeah, nothing too special. Some more figure studies, just off of online resource. This is absolutely one of my favorite spreads. These are actually based off of other paintings that I found on Pinterest, so I'm not going to say like this was uniquely my own creative ideas, but I did just use them as reference, and all the colors I kind of chose myself. And I just love how it came out. This is just a page of video ideas. I think you've seen the first couple. that you can see here, which is nice. Means I'm being productive. This is just me doodling around, doing some portraits out of my memory. Some more landscape studies. I really don't like how these came out. I think I totally rushed it. We're getting towards the end of the sketchbook now, and I was just really itching to get it over with. These are some pet portraits, highly inspired by Lee Ellickson, I believe is her last name. She's here on YouTube. She makes adorable pet portraits and landscapes, and I just love her work a lot, so that was kind of inspired by her portraits. This is just a sketch spread of cats. I'm really bad at drawing cats. I want to get better. And this is the last spread, a really kind of terrible landscape. And you'll see that that's a trend. My sketchbooks just tend to end in my worst artwork. But yeah, there's some more stickers. There's my Mushroom Girl sticker. You can buy that on my store. Link in description. But yeah, that is the end of sketchbook number 2 for today. Alright, so I hope you liked that video. Charlie is here with us again, saying hello. And yeah, so those were the 2 sketchbooks. I hope you liked looking at them. I hope you like my old cringy art from April of 2016. And I hope you enjoyed the newer stuff that I'm way happier with. So yeah, I hope you liked that video. If you liked it, give this video a like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And check out the description where you can see a whole lot of fun links and stuff like that. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.